Welcome to Everyday English Practice channel. I would be happy if you subscribe to our channel in advance. Let's start it. Learning to speak English fluently is one of the most rewarding achievements for language learners. Fluency doesn't mean speaking perfectly without mistakes. It means being able to express yourself clearly and confidently, without hesitation. Many learners face challenges in speaking English fluently because they feel nervous, afraid of making mistakes, or unsure about how to practice effectively. In this guide, you'll learn various methods and techniques that can help you speak English more fluidly. These strategies will give you the tools to improve your vocabulary, pronunciation, and communication skills. Speaking fluidly involves more than just knowing grammar rules. It's about practice, consistency, and developing habits that make speaking in English feel natural. In this guide, we'll discuss simple ways to improve your English fluency every day. Whether you're just starting to learn English or looking to improve your skills, this guide will give you helpful advice to start speaking more confidently and fluidly. Start with simple sentences. In the beginning stages of learning English, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by all the rules and vocabulary. But to build fluency, you need to start with the basics. One of the most effective ways to speak fluidly is to begin by using simple sentences. This helps you avoid confusion and keeps you focused on communicating your message clearly. Why simple sentences matter? When you use simple sentences, you are able to express yourself without overcomplicating things. Starting with basic sentence structures such as, "I like coffee," or, "She is my friend," allows you to get comfortable with the language. These kinds of sentences are easy to understand and give you a strong foundation. You don't have to worry about making your sentences too complex. Instead, focus on saying them clearly and confidently. Examples of simple sentences to practice. I am happy. This is a book. He is my brother. I live in London. We eat lunch at 12 o'clock. Once you feel comfortable with simple sentences, gradually increase the complexity. Add adjectives, adverbs, or conjunctions to make your sentences longer. For example, instead of saying, "I like coffee," you can say, "I really like drinking hot coffee in the morning." Practice every day. Consistency is the key to improvement in any language. The more you practice speaking English, the more natural it will feel. Even if you only spend 10 minutes a day practicing, you will notice improvement over time. Daily practice helps you stay focused on your learning and keeps your speaking skills sharp. How to make daily practice fun and effective? To make daily practice more engaging, try to incorporate English into your everyday routine. You don't need a special time or place to practice speaking. Talk to yourself while you cook, walk, or clean. If you have friends who are also learning English, try having short conversations with them. You can also practice with language learning apps that offer speech recognition and feedback on your pronunciation. Setting realistic goals for daily practice. Start with small, achievable goals like practicing for 10 minutes each day. As you become more comfortable, increase the time gradually. Remember, it's better to practice for a short time every day than to practice for an hour once a week. Listen to English every day. To speak English fluidly, it's essential to train your ear as well as your mouth. Listening to native speakers helps you understand how the language sounds in real life and how words are connected in natural speech. The more you listen, the more you'll begin to recognize patterns, idiomatic expressions, and nuances in pronunciation. The importance of listening for fluency. Listening regularly to English will help you recognize how sentences are structured and how certain words and sounds are pronounced. By listening to podcasts, watching movies, and engaging with other audio sources, you expose yourself to a variety of accents, speech rates, and vocabulary. This diversity will expand your understanding of the language and improve your fluency. Practical listening tips. Listen to English podcasts while commuting or doing household chores. Watch English TV shows or movies with subtitles. First, watch with subtitles in your language, then switch to English subtitles to match what you hear. Repeat sentences that you hear, and try to mimic the pronunciation and rhythm of the speaker. Practice listening to different accents to broaden your understanding of English in real-world contexts. By regularly listening to English, you'll become more familiar with how words sound in conversation, which will make it easier for you to speak fluently. Learn new words every day. A limited vocabulary can make it hard to express yourself. The more words you know, the easier it becomes to describe what you mean, whether you're telling a story or explaining something. By learning new words every day, you can enrich your speech and start speaking more naturally. Why vocabulary is essential for fluency. Fluency is not just about stringing sentences together. It's about having a wide range of words at your disposal to describe things clearly. If you only know basic words, it's harder to explain complex ideas. Learning new words increases your ability to communicate more effectively and makes your speech sound more interesting and dynamic. How to expand your vocabulary. Try learning 5 new words every day. Write them down, repeat them, and try using them in your conversations. Focus on words related to topics you enjoy. If you love cooking, for example, learn words related to food and cooking. Use flashcards or language apps to review and reinforce your vocabulary regularly. Read books, articles, and news stories in English. Highlight words you don't know and look up their meanings. As you expand your vocabulary, don't just memorize words, use them in conversations. The more you practice, the more naturally these words will come to mind when you need them. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Fear of making mistakes can prevent you from speaking fluently. However, making mistakes is a normal part of learning. In fact, making mistakes is one of the best ways to improve your skills. Instead of focusing on the fear of failure, focus on the lessons you can learn from your errors. The power of mistakes. Every mistake you make brings you closer to fluency because it gives you a chance to correct yourself and learn. Native speakers make mistakes too, so don't let fear stop you from speaking. The more you practice and embrace your mistakes, the better your speaking skills will become. How to overcome the fear of mistakes. Accept that mistakes are part of the learning process and don't judge yourself harshly. When you make a mistake, pause, correct it, and continue speaking. Practice speaking as much as possible in low-pressure environments, like with friends or language partners, to build confidence. Mistakes are opportunities for growth. Embrace them, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your fluency improves. Use English in real situations. One of the best ways to improve your fluency is by using English in real-life situations. You can't improve your spoken English just by studying in isolation. You need to practice speaking with others in practical, everyday contexts. The more you interact with people in English, the more natural it will feel to speak the language. Why real-life practice is essential. Speaking in real situations helps you become more comfortable with the language. You learn to think on your feet, respond quickly, and use language in a context that matters to you. This is the kind of practice that leads to real fluency. How to use English in real situations. Try speaking with native English speakers, whether in person or online. Participate in language exchanges where you speak English with others who are learning it. Look for opportunities to speak English in daily life, such as ordering food at a restaurant or asking for directions in English. If you can't find someone to speak with, use language learning apps or online forums to connect with others. Real-life practice will make you more confident and fluent, as it forces you to use English in a way that's natural and relevant to your life. Think in English. Thinking in English is one of the most powerful techniques for becoming fluent. It eliminates the need to translate from your native language into English, which slows you down and can lead to awkward pauses in conversation. Thinking directly in English helps you become more fluid in your speech. Why thinking in English matters. When you think in English, you automatically form sentences in English without needing to process them in your native language first. This leads to faster and more natural responses. You'll start to feel more comfortable in conversations and use English without even realizing it. How to start thinking in English. Try to describe your day or surroundings in English. For example, while walking down the street, think, "The weather is nice today." "I'm going to the store." When you're learning a new word, try to associate it with its meaning in English rather than translating it. Practice talking to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing, how you're feeling, or what you're thinking in English. Thinking in English helps bridge the gap between understanding the language and using it fluidly in conversation. Focus on pronunciation. Good pronunciation is essential for speaking fluently. It's not just about sounding like a native speaker, but also about being understood clearly by others. Many learners struggle with pronunciation, but with practice, you can improve and sound more natural. Why pronunciation is important. If your pronunciation is unclear, people may have difficulty understanding you, even if you know the right words. Speaking clearly helps others follow your conversation and makes your speech sound more fluent. How to improve your pronunciation. Listen to native speakers and mimic their pronunciation. Focus on stress and intonation in sentences, as these are important for sounding natural. Use online tools and apps to practice pronunciation, or even record yourself and compare it to native speakers. Don't be afraid to speak out loud, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. By focusing on pronunciation, you can make your speech sound more fluent and easier to understand. Speak slowly and clearly. While it might seem like speaking fast makes you sound fluent, speaking slowly and clearly is much more effective for communication. Speaking slowly gives you more time to think and helps you avoid mistakes. It also makes your speech more understandable for your listeners. The benefits of speaking slowly. Speaking slowly allows you to pronounce words correctly, form your sentences carefully, and ensure you're being understood. When you're more relaxed and focused on clarity, your fluency improves over time. Fast speech often leads to slurring words and making more mistakes. How to practice speaking slowly. Take your time to think before you speak. Focus on enunciating each word clearly. Practice speaking slowly with a language partner or in front of a mirror. Record yourself speaking and listen to see if you're speaking at a comfortable pace. As you practice speaking slowly, your fluency will naturally improve, and you'll be able to speak faster over time without sacrificing clarity. Be patient with yourself. Learning a language takes time and patience. It's easy to get frustrated when you don't see immediate results, but remember that language learning is a journey. With consistent practice and patience, you will improve and become more fluent. The importance of patience in language learning. Everyone learns at their own pace. Some people may progress faster than others, but that doesn't mean you're not making progress. Keep practicing, stay positive, and remember that even small improvements add up over time. How to stay patient. Set realistic goals and track your progress. Celebrate small victories, like using a new word in conversation. Remind yourself that learning takes time and you're doing great. Patience is a crucial part of language learning. Keep practicing, and with time, you'll reach your goal of speaking English fluently. Becoming fluent in English is possible with consistent practice, patience, and the right mindset. By starting with simple sentences, practicing daily, and immersing yourself in the language, you can build your fluency step by step. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, and remember that language learning is a process. With time, you'll speak English more fluently and confidently. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and enjoy the journey to fluency.
Thanks for watching.